911 operators of Reddit, what was the dumbest non-emergency you picked up? Serious. I've had so many I can't even remember most of them. Two that come to mind instantly are: 1. Toddlers whose parents give them phones to play with which aren't connected to any service. Yeah, they still work for 911, and we can't call you back on them either. Luckily the mapping system usually works pretty well to the extent that not only can I tell the address, but can often tell the officers which area of the house the calls are coming from. 2. Dude called 911 because he got off a train at the wrong stop and was broke. Honestly, it wasn't even his predicament so much as he was absolutely obnoxious about it. Even called 911 several more times after I had already told him officers were en route. Annoying that he's tying up a line for medical emergencies, but that being said, I'm going to preach a little. If you honestly think you may have an emergency but aren't sure if it qualifies for 911 use, don't worry about it and just do it. All emergency services personnel would much rather have much ado about nothing than have something terrible happen when it could have been prevented. This goes for all types of emergency situations. Also, do not underestimate fire. It grows at an unbelievable rate and seconds can be the difference between life and death. The last major fire I worked, the caller called 911 and hung up on me after giving me her address. I called her back, at which point she tells me she came home to a small fire but it's out now. I dispatched the fire department and told her fire staff are on the way just to make sure. She said okay in a tone like that's really not necessary, and we ended the call. She called back a few minutes later very upset, telling me it wasn't extinguished after all. Ended up being a 2-alarm fire, gas lines in the walls on fire from basement to attic. Fire staff said if I hadn't dispatched them when I did, the whole neighborhood would have gone up based on how woodsy and windy it was.